worst case scenario, it will be a negative for the IT companies, but I don't think as of now the people are convinced that it's going to become a law.
That's right, but Ravi did allude to the fact that all large Indian IT companies will be negatively impacted once that comes in. Perhaps the street is taking note of that, because if you look at it, HCL Tech, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, all the frontline IT companies should come up for you, losing from the high point of the day. But we are now joined by Vineet Nayar of Tech Mahindra. Thanks a lot for joining in, Vineet. We do understand that the Americans are perhaps not wanting a lot of Indians to go work there on H-1B visa. So what do you think is the kind of impact that you would have as a company, and how much of a probability do you assign to this actually going ahead and becoming a law?
Well, firstly, that it will become a law is anyone's guess. But if I was to make a guess, I don't think it will happen in Obama's administration. And then it is up for grabs. What happens later? Who comes into the Senate at that point of time? Whether they're Republican or Democrats. That's one. And number two, I think all IT companies have reconciled themselves to the fact that increasingly they will have to employ locals. We are already doing that in the US, but not only in the US, we are doing that in Europe, we are doing it in Australia. So I really believe that that is the way to go. Will it have impact on the margins? Perhaps yes. But we will still remain in business. And I'd much rather be in business than I wonder about 1 or 2 points in the profit margins.
Okay.
That is the way we will go. That is the way we need to go. And even otherwise, if you look at any multinational, and ultimately we shouldn't call ourselves purely Indian companies, we are as much multinational as any other. All multinational has local staff.
Okay, so you don't see this proposal being a law, at least under the Obama administration, and yes, there would be some margin impact, but you will still be, you and the Indian IT industry will still be in business. How much of a hit would this figure of 15,000 lower H-1B visas be?
It won't make much of a difference, but because, I mean, look at 15,000, what is that compared to all the number of Indians who are working on H-1B visa in the US? And even if it comes down, you'll hire there locally.
And therefore, if you could just quantify roughly what could be the margin impact if, you know, say an IT company had to hire more local employees?
I don't see, because you are getting these days IT people who are who cost us the same. And people we take there, by law, we are required to give them a certain level of wages at a certain level of competency. So this is a worry which is overstated. I think the world has moved, and more importantly, we have moved with the world.
All right, but how much of weightage would you assign to the 50-50 rule that they will bar companies that employ more than 50% from hiring any other H-1B visas, H-1B employees, if more than half of their employees are already H-1B visa holders?
That's right. There's a lot of H-1B visas, and if push comes to shove, some of them will come back, Indians, and we'll have local people there.
And how much could that hit be for you all?
It's hard to talk about percentages, because I believe that this law will not see the light of day as things are, as the momentum is. So, and if it does, I mean, it will cause us a bit of rearrangement, but by no means will it be a disaster.
Currently, what proportion of your employees are H-1B visa holders in the US?
I don't have the exact figure, and that is indicative of the fact that it's not a major worry for us. But I think it's about 8,000 to 10,000.
Okay, for Tech Mahindra. So apart from increased local hiring and maybe a margin impact, what could be the other implications of this H-1B visa bill?
Well, I suspect we'll do more work offshore also.
Okay.
But IT companies are facing much bigger challenges in changing their paradigm
Sure.
to automation, to digitization. Those are the real worries to me, not H-1B visas.
Okay, Mr. Nayar, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. Mr. Ganesh Natarajan.